This is a true crime discussions channel. We speculate. This is all just speculation. Because it's true crime, it's for mature audiences only. There will be no children allowed, no exceptions. Everything on this channel falls under fair use. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It's free.
Good evening. I'm so glad y'all are here today. We're kind of testing something out. Mr. Speculating and I were talking about possibly for me to try to stream at night. We will see how it goes. I'm so glad y'all are here. Thank you everybody for the kind words, thoughts, and prayers today. I had a sick child, and now that Mr. Speculating is home, he is taking care of her. They are daddy's girls all the way. So she's doing okay. She just got sick right before I was going to go live, and I was like, oh, we can't have this. So I do have these documents that I woke up and got Mr. Speculating off to work this morning at 4:30, and I have been up since then, and I found all of these documents on all of these creeps and the Alyssa Petrov story. So I wanted to go over them with you guys. They are on my Patreon without the watermark. It's good to see you, Abellis. Oh, she's okay. It's okay. Thank you. Good to see you, Abellis, and Rhonda, and Cindy, and Veronica, and Southern Cats, and Julie Ann Quinn. 1:20 a.m. Oh, goodness. Well, you get some sleep, sweetheart. Megan. There's two different ones. Megan is here. Megan might come in. Hey, Rubber Ramada, good to see you. Good to see you. I'm so glad y'all are here with us tonight. One sunny day. Said, isn't today the 3rd? Yes, I had the wrong time. AM is here. Cracker Jacks is here. Dainty Dane is here. Good to see you. Chow is here. Yay. Maybe Chow is here. That might have been from earlier. We will see. So, I'm so glad y'all are here. Yes, please hit the like. And I want to show you kind of a short Hannah UK. Good to see you. Yeah, we're gonna test it and see how it goes. We will see. Okay, I wanted to show you. Hold on. Okay. First, I wanted to show you something in reference to Madeline Soto, believe it or not. We've talked about the possibility of trying to put Madeline where the alligators are, and there's been a debate on whether alligators would eat a body or not to be graphic, like straight out the gate. I do apologize for that. I did find this today and saved it here so I could show it to you, and then we will talk about Alyssa. But before we do that, check this out.
First on Fox, a gruesome discovery in Pinellas County, where witnesses found this almost 14-foot gator with a body in its mouth this afternoon. This happened in the Ridgecrest community along 134th Street near Olberton Road. Fox 13's Justin Matthews is out there live for us tonight. And Justin, I know you've been out there all afternoon. You actually spoke to a witness who saw this and went to get help. What did he have to say?
And that's all of it, but that's
I'm
down.
picking up more now than I did before.
Oh, Trisha's live.
First on Fox, a gruesome.
Hold on. Okay. That was interesting to me. I don't think the video matches the audio, but that is going to be in Florida, I do believe. And they were talking about an alligator with a body in its mouth. So that tells me that maybe they do. I don't know. That's been a debate over here for a while, so I wanted to show that to you guys, or at least let you hear the audio. Now, I have two videos. I'm going to play these two short videos, and then we'll talk about the documents. This is going to kind of explain what we're going over today. We'll start with this one. This is from Fox 13 News.
First, we begin with
in Utah.
Breaking news this morning that we have been following all morning long, really throughout the night when the news came in to our newsroom.
Missing 15-year-old Alisa Petrov from South Jordan has been found. Fox 13's Scott McCain joins us in studio with the details. And you spoke to her mother. Scott, what did she say?
Yeah, good morning, guys. And obviously a huge sense of relief for mom, dad, everyone involved. Now, Alisa first went missing more than a month ago. Now officers say she's turned up in Colorado. She's safe and sound. Petrov's mom telling me that they really don't know a whole lot more than we do right now. They got the call late last night after 10 p.m.
Hey, Joe. So Alyssa did go missing. She ran away. I am going to read some articles to kind of update you on who these creeps are and give you a little bit more of the story. Thank God she was found safe. From what I understand, she was found at a terminal. I'm going to assume it's a bus terminal, trying to go to Las Vegas. And that's important because there's more to that, where she was trying to go, and we'll talk about it.
And they're just gathering details themselves and are in the process of trying to get to Colorado Springs as quickly as possible. Now, South Jordan police confirming for Fox 13 that Petrov first walked into the Colorado Springs Police Department sometime Sunday afternoon or evening. Detectives then confirming her identity, and officers say again she is safe and appears to be healthy. They are currently working on reuniting her with her family, but she will remain in a local hospital for further observation. Petrov again first went missing April 21st. That's when she left her American Fork school. She later received a ride to a Utah Transit Authority train station before getting off the train in Provo, and that's where she began asking folks for help getting to Las Vegas. No further details have been released regarding where Petrov has been during this past 6 weeks or so, whom she may have been with, why she was missing, exactly where she was. And again, we still don't know much about what caused her to go missing in the first place. But in the meantime, at least 3 people have been arrested after she went missing, but they have not yet officially been connected to her disappearance. So as soon as all of these puzzle pieces come together and we get some additional details, we'll bring them to our viewers. But for now, we're live in studio. Scott McCain, Fox 13 News, Utah.
And there's going to be a lot.
I have all of those puzzle pieces for you. I don't know necessarily what happened while she was gone, but I have a pretty good idea. This is not in my playlist, I don't think. Oh, yes, it is.
And there's going to be a lot of agencies working together. And this case is really just getting started.
After looking for 15-year-old Alyssa Petrov from South Jordan for about a month and a half, the search has finally come to an end. I spoke with Alyssa's family Monday. They're on their way to Colorado to reunite with her.
Lucky in this one, thankfully.
Greg Rogers, a former FBI agent, has worked several cases like this one.
This particular case isn't really just a normal runaway case.
Alyssa had been missing since April 21st. South Jordan police said she had been asking people at a UTA station for help getting into Las Vegas. On Sunday, they said Alyssa reached out to the Colorado Springs Police Department and identified herself.
They're going to want to determine clearly who she met with in Colorado Springs, where she was staying, what happened while she was staying there.
When it comes to a missing endangered teen, he knows how extensive resources go.
It's a big number. I mean, you've literally had state, local, and federal agents working around the clock on this case.
Hey, Edith. Now, the federal agents would be involved. I mean, maybe just because she's a missing teen. But some of these people, I know one man is from South Texas, one man is from Miami, and the other one is from Utah. So considering that it's interstate, it's kind of interstate. You know, there's different states involved. The FBI usually gets involved when there's people from several states involved.
In the last month, we've reported on 3 arrests that were made. None are charged in connection with Alyssa's disappearance, but officials say the 3 men allegedly communicated with her online before she disappeared.
Court calls State of Utah versus Matthew Menard.
June 2nd was Matthew Menard's first court appearance for 2 first-degree felonies and 4 misdemeanors. Charges included enticing and exploitation of a minor.
The defendant has now requested an opportunity to address his custody status, including the setting of bail and or release. The state has also requested that hearing.
Rogers says though Alyssa Petrov is returning home, this case has only just begun.
My guess is the FBI will probably take over this case and working with those state, local partners. And they're already, I can assure you, they're already on the ground in Colorado trying to figure out who she was with.
In Salt Lake City, Avery Klanowski, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Now, I have some articles I wanted to read to you that are going to give us a lot more information. Also, as to why she might, I know somebody had asked, why was she online talking to older men? And we do get a hint in one of these articles. Rhonda, that judge did appear to have a nasty fall on his chin. It looked like he did fall. Okay, so this is going to be from local10.com. Let me clear my throat. Hold on. Okay. So it reads, this is from Local News 10, and it reads, Miami man surrenders to Utah police in missing teen case. Now, this is the main one. And it reads, South Jordan, Utah, a Miami man turned himself in to suburban Salt Lake City Police Department Wednesday to face charges in connection with the disappearance of a missing teen in Utah, a missing Utah teen. Oh, that's a different thing. Okay. Police in South Jordan, Utah announced that Matthew Nicholas Menard, who is 35, is facing several charges in the Beehive State, including aggravated sexual exploitation of a minor. They said he was booked into the Salt Lake County Jail. Menard, listed in public records as a resident of the Silver Bluff neighborhood, is accused of engaging in sexually explicit conversations with 15-year-old Alyssa Petrov, who was last seen on April 21st after running away from home. Authorities say the two talked about meeting in Las Vegas, and Menard, among other things, suggested they hire a lady of the night and engage in group relations. That is one sick, sorry SOB, in my opinion. Let me throw that up real quick. So she's caught. Hey, Red Moon, good to see you, love. Oh yeah, there is some text messages that we're gonna look at in these documents. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God is all I have to say. So when we read that, and I'll read it one more time, it says authorities said the two talked about meeting in Las Vegas, and Menard, among other things, suggested they hire a lady of the night to engage in group relations. And then she's at a bus terminal trying to figure out how to go to Las Vegas, and they talk her into going to the police station and basically turning herself in. It's really concerning. Now, I know in one of the documents it says that one of the men never actually met her in person. That makes me question whether Menard might have met her in person. I mean, she was staying somewhere for a month, so God knows I hope not. Hey, Corey, good to see you. Cindy said, I wonder if Matthew was with her before he turned himself in. He took his sweet time turning himself into Utah. I'm wondering that myself. Hey, Mercedes. Yes, I decided to come live at night. One of the babies was sick this morning, so we're trying it at night to see how it works. I had my first boyfriend until I was 18. Never kissed anyone before that either. Aw, that's sweet. Yeah, Joe, there is some hints as to why she might have done it in another article. Okay, I'm going to continue reading. Multiple Salt Lake City news outlets reported that Petrov was last seen getting off a train in Provo, Utah, and asking where Las Vegas was. Court documents stated that a judge ordered Menard, who, quote, has no connection to Utah, unquote, to be held without bond. Authorities announced earlier this month that William Taylor Glines, 37, of Texas City, Texas, was also facing charges in the case after they said he communicated with Petrov. Police announced this week that a third man, Samuel Mitchell, 41, of Harriman, Utah, was arrested for communicating with the girl. Salt Lake City ABC affiliate KTVX, citing court documents, reports authorities found, quote, numerous alarming conversations and media, unquote, on a device hidden in Petrov's room, including a message where Petrov asked Mitchell to kidnap her. And Mitchell is Samuel Mitchell, he's the one that is also in Utah. Now we're going to talk about him real quick before we look at these documents and start talking about them. Hey, Donna. Oh, well, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. I'm usually not live at night. We're going to kind of see how it goes tonight. We might start coming live at night. We shall see. Okay, so this article reads, let me make sure y'all can see it. Oh, yeah, we're not going to be blaming the victims. No, we're not. Regardless of what happened, this is a child, okay? Like, no. And I'm gonna explain to you kind of what's going on. This child was 100% completely taken advantage of in a very vulnerable state. So it reads, details released on arrest of Harriman man in connection with Alyssa Petrov disappearance. And there she is. Oh, yay, we get to see big pictures. Let me make sure. Yep. Look at her. She's so precious. She's so beautiful. Like, I wish she knew how beautiful she was. I think that's in one of my videos. It might be the one on there. I think I remember seeing that. I could be wrong, though. That baby. She's so pretty. Okay. Harriman, Utah, KUTB details have been released about the arrest of a 41-year-old Utah man linked to the disappearance of 15-year-old Alyssa Petrov. He was taken into custody after authorities found several sexually explicit photos and videos of underage girls on his phone. On Wednesday, May 28, South Jordan police announced the arrest of Samuel Teencomb Mitchell of Harriman, Utah, and Matthew Nicholas Menard of Miami, Florida, in connection to Petrov's disappearance. Officers identified Samuel Mitchell at his home address by running the phone number he gave to Alyssa through a law enforcement database. An earlier review of Petrov's iPad revealed sexually explicit conversations between her and Mitchell on the Discord app. However, officers did not find any child sexual abuse material in the messages, and the conversation. Lord, I'm getting tongue-tied. And the conversations suggested the two had never met. According to arrest documents, the last message from Petrov sent to Mitchell was on April 19, 2025, and read, "I'm running away. Please do not contact me." Officers responded to Mitchell's home in Harriman on May 28th. They spoke with Mitchell, who said he knew why the police were there. Authorities said Mitchell told them he had met a girl online who was upset with her parents and had started hurting herself. He added she messaged him again saying she was running away and asked him not to contact her. Now, I'm going to stop it right there. That tells me a lot. I don't know, I remember when I was younger, I was I don't know if it's hormones. I don't know if it's just being a teenager, but I would do kind of the same things that I would fight with my mother and I would hurt myself. I'm not trying to get personal. And when you're a teenager, you don't understand that, number one, you shouldn't do that. There's a reason why they do that, but you're just so upset in the moment, and it's like this moment right now upsets me as a child so bad that I feel I need to do this. I feel like this is the end of the world and the end of my life, and I just don't want to deal with anything anymore. And I'm upset, and I'm fighting with my parents, and I'm doing whatever I'm doing to hurt myself, to inflict pain upon myself to make myself feel better. That unfortunately happens with young girls or boys, probably too. Just part of being a teenager, overexpressed hormones, going through puberty and normal things at home that a teenager, teenagers think they're grown and they think they can do everything at the age of 13, and they don't understand that your parents aren't trying to be mean to you. They're trying to help you. And these men saw this opportunity to take this vulnerable young girl who was going through some things and exploit her horrifically. It's so sad. It's so alarming. And we need to just be careful with our children because she's not the only one. And unfortunately, she won't be the last either. And it's so sad because they don't understand they have the rest of their life to live, and it's just this moment upsets them so bad and so much that they think it's just, you know, the end of the world. It's just so sad. Hey, Tony. Hey, Linda. Happy Pride Month. Yes, thank God she's been found. Hey, Allie X. Yes. I thought my only worth was what a guy told me. If a guy told me I was beautiful, I mean, I fell in love immediately. That's how I was groomed from the age of 13. Yeah, I'm so sorry to hear that, Donna, and I apologize. If I'd have read that, I wouldn't have kept it up there that long. I'm so sorry, sweetheart. But I mean, that just goes to show a lot of children deal with that. And again, these sick perverts saw it as an opportunity to exploit her, and it's so sick and so sad. This case is much more dark than we think. There's a lot we aren't being told out of respect for Alyssa and her family dynamics. I can guarantee you all this. Unfortunately, I saw an interview of the neighbor. Yeah, yeah. Hey, Lorraine. See, yeah, it happens a lot. Oh, you're good. I don't even know what that meant. Um, it is sad, but you know, it's just we gotta watch our children because, like I've expressed, you know, in that moment they feel like it's the end of everything and they just want to leave and run away and just be done with it. And in that moment they're so upset and so sad, so upset and so sad and so emotional, and they're not understanding why their hormones are the way they are, and they're just, and it feels like the end of the world to them, and it's not, but making them understand that is nearly impossible. So we got to keep an eye on them. Okay, so I'm going to continue reading. When asked, Mitchell said he could not remember the girl's name and that she told him she used various aliases and did not give him her real name. He denied any further communication with her. He said the girl told him she was 19 but appeared to be 18 in photos, or maybe even younger. Mitchell said the girl was, quote, was excited about running away and asked if she could run away with him, unquote. He added that he thought it was, quote, a fantasy thing, unquote, and said, quote, oh yeah, it'd be kind of fun. Police said Mitchell denied ever meeting the girl in person, but said they had planned to meet before he got sick and canceled. How much you want to bet he didn't actually get sick? Uh, Joe, it depends. I mean, I don't know what the statistics would be. Some would, some wouldn't. It would depend on a dynamic of things, family life, school life, influence, even hormones. All of those things would be taken into account. Police asked to search. Oh, sorry. Mitchell told officers he and the girl communicated on Snapchat. When asked if any of the photos they exchanged were explicit, he responded, quote, not that I know of, unquote. Police asked to search Mitchell's phone. He agreed and later said he had a second phone that he used while working in the Navy. The phone number linked to that device matched the number he had given Petrov through the Discord app. Police obtained a search warrant for the phone and found text conversations with two separate underage girls. Both victims had sent Mitchell sexually explicit photos and videos. One girl was estimated to be 12. God almighty. While the other one was confirmed through state records to be 15. The arresting officer noted the videos and photos appeared homemade and, quote, sent from the actual female Mitchell was talking to, unquote. Further information about the two victims, including their identities, is not being released due to their ages. Thank God. Mitchell was booked into the Salt Lake County Metro Jail on 5 second-degree felony charges of sexual exploitation of a minor and 1 second-degree felony charge of enticing a minor. All right, so I'm going to start pulling up these documents. We have a lot to go through and look at. Yep, and that's what's so sad, because it's like, you know, I don't know, like, it's hard because, you know, the kids like to watch the videos and, you know, listen to their music or anything like that, and you got to keep a watch on it. Oh, dang it. I was going to do it through my email. Hold on. Let me pull my email back up. I don't know if it's loud, but they're playing games in the living room. Basil is in here tonight. He's usually in here at night, so that'll be interesting to have him here at nighttime. Oh, goodness. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, I'm just going to leave that up. I apologize. I apologize. Okay. I'm just going to go through and try to find the one we're looking for. Start like this. Okay. Yup, this is what we want. They do. Tony, kids do act a lot older than they actually are these days, especially online. Because I mean, again, as a young teenage girl, you want to feel beautiful. You want to feel like you're you you like the I mean, any young girl would like attention from a guy. I mean, these guys are the ones that take advantage of that. You want to feel beautiful, you want to feel loved, and it feels special coming from somebody who you feel like doesn't have to love you because you feel like your parents, well, they have to say they love me. They're my parents. And it's really sad. It just it's really sad. They are desensitized way too young. Oh, goodness. Okay. So this is going, nope, not that. Okay, so this is the list of charges for Menard. Let me grab that document that I printed out. Okay, yep. Nope, I've got the wrong one. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. Okay, this is the one we have pulled up. All right, so if you want these documents without the watermark to do with whatever you please, they're on my Patreon. Okay, so this is the state of Utah as the plaintiff versus Matthew Nicholas Menard, date of birth November 4th, 1989. It says the state of Utah, by and through the Utah Attorney General's office, charges the defendant with the commission of the following offenses. Count 1, aggravated sexual exploitation of a minor, a first-degree felony in violation of Utah Code in that on or about January 17th, 2025 until April 20th, 2025 in Utah County, state of Utah, the defendant, Matthew Nicholas Menard, intentionally distributed child sexual abuse material or knowingly produced child sexual abuse material. Count 2 is aggravated sexual exploitation of a minor, and it reads the same. Count 3 is enticement of a minor, reads about the same. Oh, we'll read that one. It reads, a Class A misdemeanor in violation of Utah Code in that on or about January 17, 2025 until April 20th of 2025 in Utah County, state of Utah, the defendant Matthew Nicholas Menard did knowingly use an electronic communication or electronic communication device to 1, solicit, seduce, lure, or entice a minor or attempt to solicit, seduce, lure, or entice a minor or another person that the actor believes to be a minor to engage in sexual activity that is a violation of state criminal law, or I initiate contact with a minor or a person the actor believed to be a minor, and B, by any electronic written means solicits, seduces, lures, or entices or attempts to solicit, seduce, lure, or entice a minor or person the actor believes to be the minor to engage in sexual activity that is a violation of state criminal law. Count 4, criminal solicitation. They've got 3 counts of criminal solicitation, and there is a notice for demand of property. I am on another page. Conductor seems better. Yeah, conductor instead of actor. Yeah. Did I read it wrong? I apologize if I did. Okay, pursuant to Utah Code, the following notice is provided. The Utah Attorney General's office is seeking to forfeit the defendant's interest in the electronic devices and other items seized in connection to this case, as detailed in the property receipt form provided to the defendant, and that the items are believed to be property that was used to facilitate the commission of an offense that is a violation of federal or state law or proceeds. This information is based on evidence and information provided by the following witnesses: Detective Renee Williams, South Jordan Police Department. And that's the end of that. Statement of probable cause. All right, this is where it's going to get graphic. So, again, trigger warning. No, I was asking how you say the driver of a train, but it's called conductor the right way. Oh, yes, train conductor. Yep. Being a teenager is harder now than years ago. It really is. Like, oh my God. Kids become promiscuous because they are looking for someone or something that's lacking in their life. I think it not necessarily promiscuous, but it's easy to groom them because they want, if you get attention from anybody online, it's attention you're not getting at home, and so therefore it's better in their mind. And then you got all these children dreaming of growing up to be famous YouTube people and all of that, and it's become an easy road for predators, and it's just so sad. That's why we need to be checking devices, y'all. Okay. Yes, kids need love from their families. Hugging and comforting is so important, and talking. Southern Cat said, I agree, both parents having to work, no one home. Yep, that's one of the reasons why we homeschool, to try to help with that. But even with homeschool kids, they have a lot of issues, emotional issues too. And there's more isolation, unfortunately. But talking, open communication lines, talking about feelings, things like that, can help. I mean, they know you're there. All right, trigger warning. Statement of probable cause. This is for Mr. Nicholas Menard. 1. In April 2025, a child whose identity is known to law enforcement hereinafter as CV1 or Child Victim 1 went missing. Law enforcement began an investigation into Child Victim 1's whereabouts. 3. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, or NCMEC, located a social media account for Child Victim 1, which showed Child Victim 1 had been communicating with defendant Matthew Nicholas Menard via the social media internet application. 4. Defendant verified at different points throughout his conversation with CV1 that he was aware that CV1 was a minor. Number 5. At one point, defendant asked Child Victim 1, all right, again with the trigger warning. Trigger warning, trigger warning. Okay. At one point, defendant asked Child Victim 1, quote, are you secretly 15? LOL, unquote. To which Child Victim 1 responded, quote, WTF, of course, yeppers, I'm actually in middle school, unquote. Number 6. During the entirety of the defendant's conversation with Child Victim 1, the conversations are largely sexual in nature. Number 7. After learning that Child Victim 1 was a minor, defendant told Child Victim 1, quote, but for real though, when we meet you, we gonna be effing all night. We're gonna be having relations all night. But he said the F word, unquote. 8. Defendant also told Child Victim 1, quote, I want to tie you where your hands are tied to your legs so I can F you and you can't move, unquote. Number 9. In another instance, defendant told Child Victim 1, quote, I need you to give me the best BJ ever though, unquote. Quote, I need some deep throat action, unquote. Quote, I want to F your throat, unquote. And, quote, I'm releasing in your mouth and you're sucking it out like a straw. Like, this is extremely graphic. Like, yeah, it does sound like Wade Wilson. I mean, this is what they do. Jesus. Okay. I'm sharing this for awareness to try to help bring light to the situation. So the importance of check-in devices and talking to our children is kind of outlined. I'm hoping that's kind of my thought process in this. I haven't read all these documents, y'all. So again, we're reading it together kind of, and I'm giving you heavy trigger warnings. We're at number 11. Okay. This one's bad. In one instance, defendant told child victim 1, quote, send a pic for daddy, unquote, quote, let's see that that everything, quote, one good butt pic and I won't ask for more tonight, unquote, quote, really good one, spread the cheeks. In response, CB1 sent the defendant an image of CSAM material. It's COLLOQIALLY, referred to as child pornography. 12. In a second instance, defendant told child victim 1, God almighty, spread it all and make a video too if you want. In response, child victim 1 sent the defendant one image of CSAM, referred to as child pornography. Excuse me. Number 13. Defendant and child victim 1 also discussed in detail about meeting each other in Las Vegas. Defendant told child victim 1, quote, when you meet me in Vegas, we can hire a lady of the night and you can ask all your questions, unquote, and discussed having relations with child victim 1 and the lady of the night together. This is regressed and grounds for no bail arrest warrant. Utah Rules of Criminal Procedure. The state requests that the court issue a warrant of arrest because, quote, there is substantial danger of a breach of the peace, inquiry to persons or property, or danger to the community. No damn doubt. No damn doubt. Oh my goodness, Corey, I'm sorry. Yeah, you might want to put headphones in. Indie girl, good to see you. Oh my gosh, my voice cracked. Hey, bad girl. Aw. I'm sorry. Get you some sleep, sweetheart. Okay. Utah Rule of Criminal Procedure, Section 6, Section 6, Subsection 2, Subsection C, Subsection 2, I apologize. And warrant is, quote, necessary to prevent risk of injury to a person or property, secure the appearance of the accused, or protect the public safety and welfare of the community or an individual. Furthermore, number 1, state respectfully asked the court to issue a no bail arrest warrant pursuant to Utah Code because the defendant is an individual charged with or arrested for a criminal offense that is a felony, and there is substantial evidence to support the charge, and the defendant would constitute a substantial danger to any other individual or the community, considering available conditions of release that the court may impose if the defendant is released on bail. And the defendant is likely to flee the jurisdiction of court if the defendant is released on bail. The state bases this assertion upon the following facts and arguments. A. Defendant has been charged with 6 counts, including aggravated sexual exploitation of a minor, first-degree felonies under Utah law. B. Defendant is a substantial danger to other people in the community, specifically child victim 1, and to children under the age of 18 years old. Amen to that. Hey, Carolina. Yeah. Tom, have you seen that prison down there? Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's definitely where we need to make one like that for all the pedos. Good to see you. Hey, Abraham. I didn't see that you come in. Yeah, absolutely not any bail. Hey, JDR. Thank y'all for being here. See, the defendant over the course of several months corresponded with child victim 1 for the purpose of soliciting sex, sodomy, and CSAM from the minor. D. Defendant discussed in graphic detail his intent to sexually abuse the child. Okay, we're at E. E. Defendant encouraged and engaged with child victim 1, all from the state of Florida, where all his substantial ties to the community and resources are. F. The defendant has no connection to Utah. G. Individuals who have a sexual interest in children, including persons who collect and trade CSAM, often receive sexual gratification from images and video clips depicting the sexual exploitation of children. They may also use such images and videos to lower the inhibitions of children who they wish to sexually abuse. Only a very small minority of people who view CSAM are motivated by non-sexually deviant interest. Rather, most are motivated by pre-existing sexual interest in children. H. Sexual deviance, including a sexual interest in children or interest in sex with children, is a strong predictor of reoffending by viewing CSAM and offending on a real child. Have y'all seen the robots? Sorry. They make these disgusting robots that look like children, and I heard that they're making them, and they say, "Oh, it's supposed to help pedophiles not abuse children." I'm like, you're giving them a robot that's like a child and expecting them not stop it. Stop it right now. No, ma'am. No, sir. Number I, when a person views CSAM due to their sexual interest in children, they reinforce their deviant sexual interest in children with a dopamine response, which increases the likelihood of an offense committed against a child in the community. When a person chokes the monkey in conjunction with viewing CSAM, the association with the sexual abuse of children and a dopamine response is further increased. It is common for people who view CSAM for sexual pleasure to choke the chicken while viewing CSAM. I'm not saying choke the chicken to be funny. I'm trying to say it politely. Research shows that internet offenders who view CSAM are significantly more likely to sexually abuse children in real life. Multiple peer-reviewed studies have shown that the camaraderie of viewing CSAM and contact sexual criminality is significant, with some studies showing that 50%, 62%, 85%, or 98% of people who view CSAM have or eventually do commit contact offenses against children, causing researchers to question whether there is any value in discriminating between quote child pornographers and quote child sexual abusers at all. Wow, this is pretty interesting. K. To ensure the safety of the community, the defendant must be prevented from accessing the internet, from coming into contact with all minors, and from using any sexually stimulating material. Because of the ubiquitous nature of the internet, the impossibility of constant monitoring, and the secretive nature of these crimes, no pretrial service agency and no conditions can guarantee the defendant comply with release conditions. Lord, let me get a sip of my coffee. My tongue keeps getting twisted. Okay. L. JKL, yes, L. Pretrial agencies have reported to the state and to the courts that they are unable to do anything to monitor the internet use of a defendant on pretrial release, no matter what orders a court may make. This is a problem of both resources and technological capability. GPS monitoring cannot ensure that the defendant is not in locations where children are present, or that a defendant does not have access to children within his or her own home. This is because GPS monitoring does not prevent a defendant from leaving his or her home. It only creates a record of locations which can be reviewed later. Thus, GPS monitoring does nothing to prevent a violation of pretrial release conditions or the commission of additional crimes, and fails to adequately protect children in the community from the danger the defendant possesses. Based upon the evidence received from the aforementioned witnesses, I have reason to believe the defendant committed the offenses charged above. Wherefore, I request that no bail arrest warrant be issued, authorizing the arrest of Matthew Nicholas Menard based on the above information. And it was filed the 16th of May. New motion for the USA, all pedophiles to be tried in Florida. Yeah, that would be good. Maybe that would stop some of this. Okay. Let me see what else I have. What is... Let's see. That was document... What's document 1? Okay, this is his arrest warrant. Okay, entry of appearance. Arrest warrant. The state of Utah to any peace officer. An information has been filed this day by Brittany Kruger, Assistant Attorney General, and it appears from the information stated of probable cause filed with the information that there is probable cause to believe that 2 counts of aggravated sexual exploitation of a minor, first-degree felonies in violation of USA codes, and 1 count of enticement of a minor in violation of U.S. codes, 3 counts of criminal solicitation, Class A misdemeanors in violation of codes have been committed, and the defendant named herein committed to the offenses. You are therefore commanded to arrest the above named defendant forthwith and bring the defendant before the court for an initial appearance before the magistrate. If the defendant has pled justice, you shall pursue the defendant into any other county of this state and there arrest the defendant. And that was again for Matthew Nicholas Menard. Based upon a review of statement of probable cause and request for arrest warrant, the court finds there is substantial evidence to support a felony charge committed by the defendant, and the defendant poses a substantial danger to the community. Okay. Now we have this document. And this is, I think it's just stating the media can, yeah, it's for the media to live stream his hearing. Now, I didn't find the live stream of his hearing. There was some at the end of that video I played, which since we are discussing it again, I can try to pull that video back up real quick where the judge is speaking. Hold on just a minute. Okie dokie. So I'll read this real quick. It says, I request that the court permit electronic media coverage of the hearing identified below. I certify that if the court grants this request, all participating personnel in this media agency will be informed of and will abide by all court orders and rules, including CJA Rule 4-401, subsection 1, and it's for KSTU Fox 13. I did look. It says, I have read and understand the decorum order that has been issued in this case, and request is granted. Now, I will pull up my YouTube so we can look at it, but I did go through and I did not see anything from Fox on the hearing. So this one had a piece of it where the judge's chin was...
And there's going to be a lot of agencies working.
Messed up. I will go through and check and see. Thought it did. Oh, yeah. Okay. Here we go.
called State of Utah versus Matthew Menard.
June 2nd was Matthew Menard's first court appearance for 2 first-degree felonies and 4 misdemeanors. Charges included enticing and exploitation of a minor.
The defendant has now requested an opportunity to address his custody status, including the setting of bail and or release. The state has also requested that hearing.
Rogers says though Alyssa Petrov is returning home, this case has only just begun.
My guess is the FBI will probably take over this case and working with those state, local partners. And they're already, I can assure you, they're already on the ground in Colorado trying to figure out who she was with.
In Salt Lake City, Avery Klanowski, Fox 13 News, Utah.
First on Fox, a gruesome discovery in Pinellas County.
Now, that was all I found on the hearing. I have double-checked the site while we were watching that, and I still haven't found anything else about the hearing. So let's go to document 3. Okay, I'll show it to you, but it's just like a return of electronic notification, just stating that they, well, I'll read it real quick. I think there was 2 of those. Okay. Activity has occurred regarding case number 251401880, State of Utah Attorney General versus Menard Matthew Nicholas. The judge is Powell. The date was March 29th of 2025 in the 4th District Court of Provo. And there was a initial appearance at 1 o'clock in room 7A with Judge Powell. The following people were notified electronically. So that's about all that one is. 2, 3, 4 was another electronic notice. 5. Okay, we'll talk about this one. Oh, I pushed the mute button. Sorry about that. I saw that y'all were talking about the dad who hurt his children. That is just awful. Okay. Yep. So this is the State of Utah versus Matthew Nicholas Menard. And it reads, Logan E. Collins and Joseph E. Rupp of Collins Rupp PC hereby enter their appearance on behalf of the defendant Matthew Nicholas Menard and pursuant to Rule 16 of the Utah Rules of Criminal Procedure and Due Process Clauses of Utah and United States Constitutions, and hereby request the following materials to be provided to defense counsel or the email address as immediately as practical and therefore until resolution of this matter. And they are so his attorneys are requesting a lot of information. Hey, Joe, good to see you. What did they announce 3 hours ago? Yeah, I heard about that. Okay. So his attorneys are requesting information so they can properly represent their defendant, their client, and all of the disgusting things he did to a damn child. And it reads, any inculpatory evidence, the evidence which tends to negate the guilt of the defendant or mitigate the guilt of defendant or mitigate the degree of the defense that has been discovered by any member of the agencies involved in the investigation or prosecution of the above entitled case or by any witness known to such agencies. A list of all the witnesses that the county may call for an evidentiary hearing and or trial in the above entitled matter, addresses, phone numbers, records. Any recordings, report transcripts, or reports about statements in possession of any member or group involved in the prosecution or the investigation of the above entitled case taken from the witness listed in number 2, any photographs or physical evidence taken from the alleged crime scene or taken by any such law enforcement officer during the course of the investigation of the above titled case by such police department, county attorney, its staff, or investigative agency, statements made by the defendant to any of the county's witnesses, and the dates, times, places, and persons present when such statements were made, any reports of scientific tests taken during the investigation of the case, any reports made by non-governmental agencies involved in the investigation of this case, including reports made by any security personnel, medical personnel, or any other agencies involved, including the reports made by any alleged victim. I hope that they're not going to make her get on the stand and testify. So I'm just going to briefly go through this. Hey, Scratch the Paint. I'm going to kind of skim through. So, police investigative reports, field notes, diagrams, descriptions of weapons, offers of leniencies or plea bargains, booking sheet, booking photos, any intention to use hearsay evidence, any intention to use prior arrest, conviction, technical manuals, operators manuals, maintenance manuals, and logs. Any intent to use expert testimony. And then they further request a copy of the expert's report, if one exists, a written explanation of the expert's proposed testimony. And they request that all evidence, including but not limited to photographs, records, biological material, reports, and notes, be preserved in a manner which maintains the integrity of such evidence so that future analysis may be performed if needed. All discovery documents shall be made available without cost to defendant pursuant to Utah Constitution. Yep. So basically, his lawyers want information. And then we got one more on him. I think it just is a list of charges. This was number 5. Go to 6. Yep. So this one is a list of charges. Then we'll move on to man number 2. This guy is 37, I believe. I think he's the one that's 37. Yeah, pretty sure he's 37. The next one we're going to talk about is 41. So this is his list of charges. I'm just going to read what the charges are. Yeah, this is Matthew. Yeah, his name is Matthew Nicholas Menard, and he was born, I think it's like November 2nd of 1983, so he might be a little older. He got aggravated sexual exploitation of a minor, 2 charges, enticing a minor, Class A misdemeanor sexual, criminal solicitation of a minor, Class A criminal solicitation. There's 3 of those. He was born November 4th of 1989. I apologize. There was a warrant for arrest. There was a return of electronic notification. Talks about the warrant. And it reads to any peace officer, arrested and delivered the defendant. A juvenile may not be confined in an adult facility. Defendant may be transported within the state. The defendant must appear in court based on probable cause. Court orders non-bailable. Warrant on issue, no pretrial service release. This warrant may be served at any time, day or night, and it was issued May 20th. He was not given any bail. And then the very last part says he was remanded to the custody of the Utah County Jail. The hearing will not take place at the courthouse. It will be conducted remotely. Contact the court to provide your current email address if you do not have access. All right, so that's what we have on Mr. Menard. Now, he's the main defendant. Hey, Hio. I know. Good to see you. I hope he never gets out of prison. All right. Now, this is Mr. Samuel. Now, Samuel, remember, he said that he was talking to her. She told him that she was self-harming and she was fighting with her parents. And he admitted to talking to her. Sorry, I'm getting the documents pulled up. And then we find out that he's not only talking to her, but other children. And he exploited her as well. Hey, Orange. Good to see you. Yeah, they can keep him, no doubt. All right, let's see. This one was interesting. It had a couple of different documents, like some graphs and things. All right, so that was 6. Let's go ahead to 7. Okay, so this is his arrest warrant. We will get into charges just a second. Okay, that's the proposed arrest warrant, but I think it's the same as the arrest warrant. So the information's in the probable cause. It said he has 5 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor, second-degree felonies, and 1 count of enticement of a minor, a Class A misdemeanor, and has been committed, and the defendant named herein committed the offenses. And his name is Samuel Teencomb Mitchell. And it says basically to arrest him and give him no bail. Okay, let's go to the next one, which is this one. Okay, this is a list of charges for Mr. 41-year-old Samuel that also lives in Utah. By the way, he did have one other charge. It was a traffic violation, and he paid a $130 fine. I was only able to get that on screenshots. It wouldn't let me download it or print it out, but I do have that. That's what I found on him. That's the only other charge he has, and he is the one that lives in the state of Utah. There has to be other victims of this monster and also the others. This is not the first. Yeah, I think so. Birds of a feather do flock together. All right, hold on. Okay, let me scroll up and find this document for myself. Okay. So count 1 is sexual exploitation of a minor. Count 2, sexual exploitation of a minor. Saying he knowingly possessed or intentionally viewed child sex abuse material for both charges. Count 3, sexual exploitation of a minor. 4, sexual exploitation of a minor. 5 is sexual exploitation of a minor. And then count 6 is enticement of a minor. It says he did knowingly use an electronic communication or electronic communication device to solicit, seduce, lure, or entice a minor, or attempt to engage in, or attempt to solicit, seduce, or lure, or entice a minor or another person that the actor believes to be a minor to engage in sexual activity that is a violation of state or criminal law. And he initiated contact with a minor or the person that he believed to be a minor by electronic or written means, solicit, seduce, lure, or entices, or attempted to solicit, seduce, lure, or entice the minor or a person the actor believes to be a minor to engage in sexual activity that is a violation of criminal law. The Utah Attorney General's office is seeking to forfeit the defendant's interest in electronic devices and other items seized in connection to this case. as detailed in the property receipt form provided to the defendant, that the items are believed to be property that was used to facilitate the commission of an offense, that this is violation of federal and state law. Oh, sorry. Okay. So, statement of probable cause. This is probably going to get graphic again. In April of 2025, a 15-year-old child whose identity is known to law enforcement hereinafter as CB1 went missing. Law enforcement began to investigate CB1's whereabouts. Remember, that means child victim 1. Number 3, law enforcement and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, or NCMEC, located a social media account for child victim 1, which showed child victim 1 had been communicating with the defendant, Samuel Teencomb Mitchell, via social media application. While speaking with the defendant, child victim 1 told the defendant that she was a minor, stating she was not 18 years old yet. Defendant's conversations with child victim 1 are sexual in nature. Throughout their communications with each other, the two spoke about, quote, couples twister, sex monopoly, and child victim 1 discusses wearing a shirt when child victim 1 and defendant have relations and asked the defendant to bring condoms. This child was so groomed. She is asking him, she's telling him she's going to wear a shirt and asking him to bring condoms. Okay, Linda, have a good day. Jesus. Okay. Oh, I'm done way down. All right, it's going to get graphic again. At one point in the conversation, child victim 1 asked the defendant, quote, would you wrap me in a towel like a burrito, unquote, to which the defendant responded, quote, then I'll eat you like a taco, unquote, and then I'll put my cream in you. Child victim 1 answered, I hope it doesn't taste like sour cream, because sour cream tastes so bad. Jesus Christ. Law enforcement furthered their investigation into the defendant and determined that he resided in Salt Lake County area. Law enforcement applied for and received judicial approval for a warrant for defendant's phone. Law enforcement executed the warrant on April 30th, 2025. Law enforcement spoke with the defendant. The defendant confirmed that he had been speaking to child victim 1 and admitted to having planned to meeting up with child victim 1 but canceled due to illness. In addition to conversations with child victim 1, law enforcement found another conversation between defendant and another minor, hereinafter as child victim 2. Law enforcement identified child victim 2 and determined that she is a 15-year-old child living in Utah. Multiple files of child sex abuse material, or CSAM, also referred to as child pornography, were located on his phone. Five CSAM files located on defendant's phone are described as follows. Trigger warning. Let me see what y'all are saying. Thank you. Yeah, they need to pay the booty bandit. I need to pull him up. The first file, File 1, is a video depicting child victim 2. The video begins with child victim 2 fully clothed, and as the video progresses, child victim 2 removes all of her clothing until she has none on. Second file is a photo of child victim 2 exposing her chest. Third file is a photo of an early pubescent teenage child, approximately 12 years old, smiling at the camera and exposing her chest. The child's chest are... Okay, she's prepubescent. That's all we need to know. The fourth file is a video of the same child in file 3 dancing nude in front of the camera. The child's body is facing away from the camera, but she is looking back at the camera, revealing her butt. The fifth file is a video of the same child from 3 and 4 in a bathtub. The young girl's chest is exposed and she can be seen touching her chest. Again, I'm sharing this for awareness. You know, you don't want to think that we just got to be checking these children's devices. We really do. Yes, these children were very much exploited. Very much. On May 28, 2025, law enforcement officers arrested the defendant. The defendant elected to not give a statement or answer any questions. The defendant was lodged in the Salt Lake County Jail without incident. Requests for and grounds for a no-bail arrest warrant. The state requests the court issue a warrant for arrest because, quote, there is substantial danger of a breach of peace, inquiry to persons or property, or danger to the community, unquote. Utah criminal procedure, according to Utah criminal procedure, and a warrant is, quote, necessary to prevent risk of injury to a person or property, secure the appearance of the accused, or protect the public safety and welfare of the community or an individual. Furthermore, the state respectfully requests the court issue no bail arrest warrant pursuant to Utah Code because the defendant is an individual charged with or arrested for a criminal offense that is a felony, and there is substantial evidence to support the charge, and the defendant would not constitute a substantial danger to any. And the defendant, I apologize, I was reading too fast. And the defendant would constitute a substantial danger to any other individual or to the community considering available conditions of release that the court may impose if the defendant is released on bail. The state bases the assertions upon the following facts and arguments. A. Defendant has been charged with 5 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor, second-degree felonies under Utah law, and 1 count of enticement of a minor, a Class A misdemeanor under Utah law. Defendant is a substantial danger to other people in the community, specifically child victim 1, child victim 2, and to children under the age of 18 years old. Defendant, over the course of several months, corresponded with child victim 1 and child victim 2 for the purpose of soliciting CSAM from 2 minor children. Defendant discussed in detail his intent to abuse child victim 1. Defendant also continued communicating with child victim 1 and did not notify authorities despite concerning statements child victim 1 made about her mental health. Defendant also had possession of CSAM of both known and unknown children. We're at G. The downloading, collecting, viewing, and sharing of CSAM causes harm to children. The continued circulation to each new publication of the recorded image of CSAM inflicted on a child, of abuse inflicted on a child, causes a new injury. Individuals who have a sexual interest in children, including persons who collect and trade in CSAM, often receive sexual gratification from images, video clips depicting sexual exploitation of children. They may also use such images and videos to lower the inhibitions of children who they wish to sexually abuse. Only a very small minority of people who view CSAM are motivated by non-sexually deviant interest. Rather, most are motivated by pre-existing sexual interest in children. Sexual deviance, including a sexual interest in children or interest in sex with children, is a strong predictor of reoffending by viewing CSAM or offending on a real child. And we read all of that before. Let me see. I don't know if anybody new came in. Yeah, we still have the same amount of people, so I don't feel like I need to read all that again. Lord have mercy. Okay. Let's see what this one is. Okay, this is the arrest warrant. I'll just scroll through it quickly because Yeah, it's just saying that to arrest him because of the 5 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor and the count of enticement of a minor. Okay. Let me share this one. This one is going to be a notice of the hearing. Yep. So his hearing is going to be on the 4th at 10 a.m. And it's going to be by video. So it will be in the morning at 10 a.m. Utah time. I'll see if we could stream it and see what they say to him. So in the morning, 10 a.m. Utah time. All right. Next. Okay. This one might be another trigger warning. It gives in pretty graphic, I think it explains everything in graphic detail from the looks of it. Excuse me. Yes, these are the men arrested over Alyssa Petrov. And these are the court documents on them that explain everything that kind of happened. It's very graphic. I do want to give another trigger warning for anybody coming in. You can get these documents without the watermarks on my Patreon. Hey, Stevia, good to see you. A name here, good to see you. Yes, let's talk about what these men are going to experience in prison for comic relief for a minute. Take a moment of comic relief. Real quick before I read this heavily triggering document. This is what they're going to experience in prison, and I hope
a memorable story
that I hope there is a booty bandit in their prison because they deserve it.
That Fleece told us was about the place and importance that booty has in a maximum security penitentiary. And he went on about it and on about it.
In his prison, booty was more important than food. Booty, a man's butt. It was more important. I'm sorry. It was more booty, having some booty was more important than drinking water, man. I like booty.
Johnson went on to tell our crew how he used to satisfy his sexual desires.
All right, so that is the booty bandit gonna take the booty. And they deserve it. The booty bandit. All right, trigger warning. There was our moment of comic relief. Okay, Samuel Teencomb Mitchell, whose date of birth was July 1st of 1983. He is a 41-year-old, sick, twisted, sadistic man. The offense dates are April 19th of 2025. Again, 5 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor and enticing a minor first-degree felony. I believe there is probable cause to charge the defendant with these charges because... Number 1, on April 21st of 2025, a female juvenile, 15 years of age, was dropped off at school by her mother at 9:30. The juvenile never went to class and was later located on security cameras at a nearby gas station. She was later given a ride by an unknown male to the UTA Trax station in Marifork, Utah, where she traveled to Provo, Utah. She was last seen on surveillance footage in Provo on foot. The juvenile's parents reported her as a runaway, and your affiant has been assisting the lead investigator on this case. While conducting a search of the juvenile's room, your affiant located a hidden iPad in the juvenile's dresser. Consent was provided by the parents to seize the iPad. Okay. The iPad was later searched, and numerous alarming conversations and media were located within. Based upon these conversations and media, the juvenile was upgraded to endangered, missing, at risk in NCIC. Your affiant looked through the Discord app and located a conversation between the juvenile and an account named Sandwich. Discord user ID number, and it gives the ID. Your affiant read through their conversations, which were lengthy. Your affiant discovered that the juvenile requested multiple times for a sandwich to kidnap her and goes to school. Oh, and provided him locations she was going to be at, such as Altia Ski Resort, as well as that she lives in South Jordan and goes to school in Amerifork. These messages were exchanged about 8 days before the juvenile ran away. Less than a week before the juvenile ran away, she messaged Sandwich about meeting with him and requested that he bring protection. Earlier in their chat, the juvenile spoke about when she turns 18, she can be a blogger. Remember what I was talking about at the beginning of the stream? Children wanting so bad to be media influencers, and then these people prey. These people prey on that. I'm in tune with my disinhibitions at night. You think so? Provo area is nice. I wonder who she was with, though. Every prison is different, Joe, but I guarantee you there is a booty bandit waiting for these sick predators in every one. I need to make a booty bandit emoji. Bad girl. Indy's here. I didn't even see Indy. Hey, Indy. Okay. Da-da-da-da-da. Okay. These messages were exchanged about 8 days before the juvenile ran away. Less than a week before the juvenile ran away, she messaged Sandwich about meeting him and requested he bring protection. Earlier in the chat, the juvenile spoke about when she turns 18, she can be a vlogger, but if she shows her face before 18, then she is screwed. Throughout the chat, it is visible that the juvenile and Sandwich have multiple calls with each other. Within their chat, the juvenile mentions unaliving and that she hates her parents. The juvenile refers to Sandwich as daddy multiple times. Their conversations are sexual in nature and they speak about video chatting. Based upon how the chat reads, it appears that messages have been deleted. The Discord user ID number for the victim's account is listed. Your affiant wrote a search warrant for these Discord accounts. Your affiant received the returns from this warrant from Discord on April 30th, 2025. Your affiant also received a NICMIC tip for the Sandwich Discord account on the same date. The NICMIC tip identified the IP number for the Sandwich account as being that and geolocated this IP address to West Jordan, Utah. While searching through the chats on the Sandwich account, your affiant observed that Sandwich sent a phone number telling the recipient to, quote, call me if you can, unquote, and provided his phone number. A law enforcement database query of this number returned to Samuel Teencomb Mitchell, whose date of birth is July 1st, 1983, and he lives in Harriman, Utah. A picture located in the return from Discord appeared to match Mitchell's Utah DMV photo. Your affiant located the chats in Mitchell's Discord app that were viewed on the juvenile's iPad. After the messages about becoming a blogger when she turns 18, Mitchell and the juvenile converse about, quote, couples twister and, quote, sex monopoly, unquote. Later, the juvenile asked Mitchell if he would wrap her up in a towel like a burrito, and then Mitchell replies, then I'll eat you like a taco. The juvenile wrote, hee hee. Then Mitchell continued, then the sour cream comment. She replied, sour cream tastes so bad. The juvenile also provided Mitchell her Snapchat username. No child sexual abuse material was located in either the juvenile's or Mitchell's Discord returns. However, Mitchell made comments such as, "Oh, so pretty, baby girl." The juvenile wrote to Mitchell, baby, I sent you a cute picture on Snap, The next day, on April 15th, 2025 at 1:39, the victim wrote, "Yo, when can we meet up? I can wear a t-shirt. I'm insecure about my tummy. Should I shave?" The juvenile then wrote, "My mom took my phone away. I'll have your user though. I have your user though. I unadded you." Mitchell replied, quote, "Oh, is that why there was a screenshot?" The juvenile then wrote, like, "Are we for real meeting? Like, please confirm. Please, before tonight, confirm if we are meeting. Please bring protection." Mitchell later replied, "Hey, sorry, I got really sick." The juvenile replied, "So we meeting?" And Mitchell responded, "If you want to hear me sneezing and coughing and getting you sick. Plus, I wouldn't be much fun." The last message sent from the juvenile to Mitchell was on April 19th, 2025 at 0:34 hours, which would be, 12:30 a.m., I do believe. And it reads, "I'm running away. Please don't contact me." Your affiant responded to Mitchell's address in Harriman, Utah. When advised that we were working on a missing juvenile case, Mitchell advised he knew why we were speaking to him. Mitchell advised he had met a girl online who was mad at her parents and had started to hurt herself. Mitchell advised the girl had messaged him and told him she was running away and not to contact her again. Mitchell said he could not remember which chat site he had met the girl on. Mitchell said the girl told him she used various aliases and that she did not provide her name. Mitchell denied any communication with the juvenile since she had run away. Mitchell advised the girl had mentioned that she met an FBI agent in Florida and had an interest in that guy. Mitchell advised the girl had sent him pictures of her legs being bloody and making hearts and stuff on them. Pictures similar to what we described were located on the juvenile's devices. Mitchell denied ever meeting the juvenile in person, but confirmed that they had made plans to meet. However, he was sick that day, so it didn't happen. Mitchell described that the juvenile was excited about running away and asked if she could run away with him. Mitchell advised that he thought it was a fantasy thing and said, "Oh yeah, it'd be kind of fun." Mitchell said the juvenile told him she was 19, but said she looked 18 in her pictures or maybe younger. Mitchell estimated he saw 3 or so pictures of the juvenile's face. Mitchell confirmed that he had communicated with the juvenile on Snapchat. When asked if he had received any explicit photos from the juvenile, he responded, "Not that I know of. Not that I know of were explicit, no." Okay, let me scroll down. I know, we are very lucky that she's alive and was found. I was talking to Mr. Speculating about that because, you think about Madeline, who had also been groomed for years and years and years, and it's just, I'm so glad that she's safe, and I hope she can recover from all of this. Mitchell said it would be okay if we quickly looked through his phone and unlocked it for me. The phone was a blue iPhone with a clear case. Mitchell advised he used Discord through his computer, and your affiant overheard that the Discord... Okay, hold on. And your affiant observed that the Discord app icon showed it was not currently downloaded. Mitchell showed your affiant where his social media apps were, which included Snapchat. Your affiant provided Mitchell the search warrant for his phone. Your affiant asked Mitchell what the phone number for the phone was, and Mitchell could not remember the full phone number. Isn't that interesting? Your affiant asked Mitchell if he had another phone, and Mitchell confirmed that he did and said his other phone's number was the other number. This was the phone that had been originally identified as Mitchell's and that the search warrant had been written for. Mitchell advised he used one of his phones for work and said he used to work for the Navy. Mitchell advised that due to his work, he had to take the camera out of that phone, so he used this phone for FaceTime to FaceTime his family when he lived in Washington. Mitchell retrieved the phone with the phone number they were looking for from his room and provided it to your affiant pursuant to the search warrant, which was later approved. Your affiant located photos of an underage female on Mitchell's phone, along with this conversation with the young female. Samuel has 1 photo and 2 videos of what appears to be a teenage girl. The photo depicts the female smiling for the camera as she is topless, with her chest being showed to the camera. The female appears to be about 12 years old. The female appears to be prepubescent. The first video shows the same teenage girl, fully nude, dancing in front of the cameras. The female's body is faced away from the camera, but she's looking back at the camera to show her butt to the camera. Second video shows the same teenage female in the bathtub, her chest exposed. I'm still like, even though I'm not being as I'm reading more than I normally would, I'm still not reading everything because it's just graphic. Very graphic. Social media is so toxic. If she was this... Okay, hold on. I'm trying to read. Sorry. Okay, I don't know necessarily. We're allowed to speculate and have our own opinions here, but honestly, I think, like, I'm not trying to relate it to myself, okay? But like, I did some of the things that this girl does as well, and I was taken advantage of too. These girls that, when you hurt yourself like that, it's a low self-esteem thing. It's very emotional. You feel ugly, you feel unloved, things like that. Hormones is the cause of it, but to the child at the time, they feel ugly, unloved, like nobody could ever care for them, right? So it was very easy for a predator to prey on me. From the age of 13, he would tell me, "Oh my God, when you turn 18, you're going to be mine," and things like that. And this was before really we did, like, this was during the time of AOL, not, I was no way, shape, or form exposed to social media like this. Children like that are a lot easier to prey upon because just like with me and that person, he told me I was beautiful and I fell hook, line, and sinker. And he had no job, no good intentions. He got me addicted to substances to control me. And that's just my experience. I can't speak on hers. But having the same things that have been talked about her with the arguing and all the things, I can relate to her in that aspect and understand why she was preyed upon because children already are super vulnerable, but when you do stuff like that, you're even more vulnerable. And these people made her feel beautiful or like somebody else cared about her, and they didn't. They were preying on her. A child is a child. It is a child. I can't hold a child accountable for decisions that they make. They don't know. They think they're grown. They think they can go out and get a job and support a household at the age of like 12. You know what I mean? Some children. Yeah, I'm not holding her accountable for any of this. This is 100% these sick, evil predators, in my opinion. All right, the last part. Also within Mitchell's phone, your affiant located a message thread with a young girl. The female appears to be a teenager. The female undressed in a self-filmed video and sent it to Mitchell. In this video, she starts clothed and ends up unclothed. She appears to have gone through puberty. Based on the photos and videos the female sent to Mitchell, she appears to be about 14. She also sends one photo of her chest. The girl sends multiple photos of her face. The photos and videos are clearly homemade and appear to be sent from the actual female Mitchell is talking to. Further investigation into the identity of the female sending videos to Samuel confirmed the age and identity of the female. According to state records, the female is 15. Based upon the information above, there is evidence on Samuel's phone that he requested nude photos and videos from underage females and currently possesses the explicit photos and videos on his phone. Officer Peterson arrested him and swore under perjury that all of that was true. Okay, next document. Yeah, it's hard. Like, I do want to respect everybody's thoughts, opinions, and speculations. You know, we are an open chat like that, but I can't. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna ever see blaming a child. I just can't. And I really want to respect everybody's thoughts, opinions, and speculations, but that's a hard one. That's a real hard one for me to get down with. I don't understand how anybody could blame a child for anything. And I'm sorry. I'm not trying to upset anybody. That's just a bit much for me. All right. This next one is the state of Utah versus Samuel Mitchell. Based on the information of the officer, the arresting officer, the undersigned magistrate finds that probable cause existed. Let me make sure y'all can see this. Yes. Okay. Probable cause existed for the arrest without a warrant of Samuel Mitchell. The current offense is a felony. The court finds substantial evidence to support the charge and finds by clear and convincing evidence that Samuel Mitchell would constitute a substantial danger to any other individual or the community, or is likely to flee the jurisdiction of the court if released on bail. Therefore, the court orders that Samuel is to be held without bail. Which is not surprising. I'm glad they did that. The children are safe. This might be, I know you can't see it yet. Yeah, this is the one with the weird graph. Let me pull it up. I saw it when I was printing it out, but I don't know what it's a graph of. Hold on. Right. Yes, exactly. Regina, thank you for being here. Regina said, we got to be fair. 15-year-olds do some dumb shit, but I'll never excuse an adult abusing them, period. Exactly. 15-year-olds do some dumb shit, but there's never an excuse for that. Restricting access to devices and more strict. Okay, Abraham said, I'm not blaming the child for the actions of the adult. The law will deal with him or them, but as a parent, one can't sweep this under the rug with said child, restricting access to devices and more strict. And I believe with all of my feeling, my thoughts, and I believe with all of my heart that the parents will be strict. But as we just read, you know, the mom did take the phone at one point, and I imagine it's because she felt like something was off. You got to take into account, okay, so you got this child, you're probably seeing the hearts on the legs, if you will, without being graphic, and the things that this child is doing to themselves. You know, the sadness. I just want to listen to music. I just want to watch a video. I mean, it was a damn secret iPad that she's communicating on, you know? So it sounds like the parents were concerned enough about the child to take devices and to try to stop this stuff. And again, I reiterate, it was a secret iPad that maybe she got when she was freaking 5 or 6 years old that they had forgotten about, that she's using to communicate. So I do think that they probably will be more strict. And hopefully she gets the therapy that she needs. Because it's a lot of things. And yes, scratch the paint, exactly. So yeah, I think a lot of people learned some lessons in this event, and I hope that she gets the help she needs. But I don't know. It's hard for me. Again, I might have personal ties to it because I used to do the exact same things that they talk about that she does, and so I don't know. Maybe it's a little more personal for me. I apologize. All right, let's look at this document. So this is for Mr. Samuel Mitchell, and he has sexual exploitation of a minor, increase in one level 5 times, and then enticing a minor, first-degree felony sexual activity. It says age at current arrest is 41. Current violent offense current violent offense in 20 years old or younger, pending charge at the time of offense, prior misdemeanor conviction, prior felony conviction, a prior felony conviction. All of those say no. Prior violent offense is 0. Prior failure to appear in the past 2 years is 0. Prior failure to appear older than 2 years, no. Prior sentence to incarceration, no. And remember, this is the one I pulled, and he had like a traffic violation. I think it was from like 2005. I can check my screenshots if y'all want to see that before we go, if y'all need to see it. The recommendations is release with PRL1 conditions, weekly automated phone check-ins, CJS monitoring for new charges, any other conditions deemed appropriate by CJS, and Colorado jail system court date reminder. That's what I'm assuming CJS is. Basil, you can't chew the papers I'm reading. Okay, this tells us his charges again. And failure to appear 1, or FTA 1, and then ROR is circled. And that stands for release on own reconnaissance, which means no conditions. And then it gives us like the release types. So it's a release type chart, I'm assuming, and it goes from really dark green all the way to red. So I'm assuming he's the lowest type of offender, so therefore he's on release on own reconnaissance or no conditions, but he's being held without bail because of the felony charge. And then it reads pretrial release conditions, 1 default, report your contact information and change in address, phone number, email to the court and your attorney within 1 business day of the change. So it's a graph of like crimes committed, like what your level would be basically if you were released. And this just goes over that. But he has no bail. Oh, I apologize. I didn't read that one part with the numbers. New criminal activity scale is a 1 and failure to appear scale is a 1 of 6. And new criminal activity scale is 1 of 6. Okay. Next document would be oh, I know why I don't see it. It's this one. Okay. This one is a list of charges, which I don't see. But again, it's just going to be sexual exploitation, 2nd-degree felony, 5 times, and then charge 6 is enticing a minor. He's ordered to be arrested. He was arrested on May 30th. And he goes before the judge tomorrow. All right. Oh, I'm sorry if you didn't see that. I apologize. Okay. So we're going to go to the last creep of the night. Maybe. Should have 4 documents for this creep. That's Samuel. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So these documents are for the creep out of Florida. Let's see. Should be. Oh, let me check the time. There we go. Okay, 15 would be 1. All right. So this is going to be the state of Utah versus William Taylor Glines. This is our dude from Texas. So he's got aggravated sexual exploitation of a minor victim, 14 years old, twice. 2, attempted aggravated sexual exploitation of a minor. All of those that I just read are first-degree felonies. Sexual exploitation of a minor, second-degree felony, 2 charges. Enticing a minor, Class A misdemeanor. Sexual activity, charge 8 is criminal solicitation. And charge 9 and 10 are also criminal solicitation. Looks like they all have the same attorney. So right now, I guess they're being represented all together. Yep, and it just says to hold him without bail. And gives us his address. And his date of birth is August 26, 1987. And I don't see where it tells him to appear in front of the court. So we will look for that in the next documents. Alrighty, next document. There's only 2 more after this. So this is the information. He's got 2 counts of aggravated sexual exploitation of a minor, 2 counts of attempted aggravated sexual exploitation of a minor, 2 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor, count 7 is enticement of a minor, and count 8 is criminal solicitation. Count 10, criminal solicitation. And he has to forfeit his electronic devices and other items seized in connection to this case, as detailed in the property receipt form provided to the defendant, in that the items are believed to be the property that was used to facilitate the commission of an offense, that this is a violation of federal, state law, or proceeds. The information is based on evidence and information provided by the following witnesses: Detective Reese Williams, South Jordan Police Department. All right, Mr. William, what the hell did you do? Statement of probable cause. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Oh my goodness, Hannah, go to bed, sweetheart. Okay. If you can, you might be up because you can't sleep, but I don't want you to feel like you got to be here. I want you to get some sleep, sweetheart. Okay. Statement of probable cause. In April of 2025, a child whose identity is known to law enforcement hereinafter as Child Victim 1 went missing. Law enforcement began an investigation into Child Victim 1's whereabouts. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, or NCMEC, located a social media account for Child Victim 1, which showed Child Victim 1 had been communicating with the defendant, William Taylor Glines, via social media internet application. Defendant verified at different points throughout his conversation with Child Victim 1 that he was aware that Child Victim 1 was a minor. Okay, I'm going to give you another trigger warning. At one point, defendant asked CB1, quote, "Okay, you're 14, about to be 15. Yes, I'm just double checking," unquote, to which Child Victim 1 responded, "Yeah." Another time, Child Victim 1 tells the defendant, quote, "My birthday is in 8 minutes, unquote, to which defendant responded, quote, "Well, how about we start your 15th year of life exactly how girls like you deserve to? What do you say?" unquote. Additionally, defendant acknowledged that speaking with Child Victim 1 was wrong and stated, quote, "I'm just saying, if the average person knew I was talking to you, they'd want to cut my effing member off," unquote. During the entirety of the defendant's conversations with Child Victim 1, the conversations are largely sexual and sadomasochistic in nature. Wow. You fucking asshole. Defendant told Child Victim 1, quote, "I'm going to F you till your legs give out," unquote, as well as, quote, I want you to F yourself hard like I'm going to F you." In their conversation, defendants instructed Child Victim 1 to take photos and videos in the nude of herself to the defendant. In one instance, defendant told Child Victim 1, quote, "I want you to stand in the corner and set a timer for 2 minutes and drop your garments and put your hands on top of your head and stand there in the corner like you're 5. And I want a picture of it. Jesus. Another time, child victim 1 sent the defendant a picture. Oh, in a second instance, sorry, number 12. In a second instance, defendant told child victim 1, quote, "Next, you're going to make a video for me. Point your phone at the corner to start the video. Stand in the corner with your hands on your head and arch your back and stick your butt out. Count to 50 Mississippi, then drop your underwear." Another time, child victim 1 sent the defendant a picture from her thighs to below her chest, wearing only underwear, to which the defendant responded, "Expose your chest." Child victim 1 sent defendant 2 images of CSAM. Number 14, defendant told child victim 1, "I can't wait to F that A." And child victim 1, quote, when you're bad, it goes in the back door." In response, child victim 1 sent the defendant CSAM images. The first image depicted torso and chest. The second image depicted a butt. At times throughout their chats, child victim 1 expresses feeling extremely uncomfortable and anxious, sending pictures and photos of herself to the point it made her want to self-harm. Jeez. Y'all, I can't. She's doing this just to make them happy because they fucking give her attention. Like, she's not doing this. Again, with the child victim blaming shit, man. She's getting attention, so she's doing what she has to do to please the people who are giving her the attention. That's all it is. She just wants attention. She wants a friend. She wants somebody to talk to. My God. Okay. 18. Defendant threatened to punish child victim 1 if she did not comply. In one instance, child victim 1 refused to send him a picture of what defendant had requested and asked for the punishment instead. The defendant then directed her to find a hairbrush or something long and wooden and beat herself with it. To which defendant stated, "I'm a sadist." Requesting grounds for a no-bail arrest warrant. The state requests the court issue a warrant of arrest because there is substantial danger of breach of the peace, inquiry of persons, property, or danger to the community. The state respectfully requests the court issue no bail because the defendant is charged with 10 counts, including aggravated sexual exploitation of a minor, first-degree felonies. Defendant is a substantial danger to other people in the community, specifically child victim 1 and children under the age of 18. And it continues on to what we have read over several times. Yeah, if it had been between adults, consenting adults, that would be different. But they all knew her age. I do too. Orange Rose, I really do. I hope she gets I hope that she receives all the prayers and all the thoughts and all the help that she needs. I really do. I'm so concerned. Especially hearing like she sent photos and then said she felt bad about it and wanted to cut herself. Like, and then you're going to talk about beat yourself up with a hairbrush because I'm sadomasochistic? Are you fucking serious? Oh, pisses me off. It pisses me off so bad. Okay, this is the arrest warrant saying basically to arrest him and that the warrant may be served day or night. Last document is another arrest warrant. Yes. Usually it's like one proposed. Yeah, see, that one was the proposed arrest warrant. and then this is the arrest warrant. So I'm assuming they have to propose an arrest warrant, and then they get the actual arrest warrant. And that was for Mr. Glines. Let me email myself the thumbnail again, and I will show you each one of these people and describe them to you so we understand which creepy predator goes with each set of charges. And then it is 10:16, so I will have to go for the night. And I will talk to Mr. Speculating and see what we need to do, if y'all want to keep coming at night, or if y'all feel like we need to do it during the day. We will see how it goes. I suppose. Okie dokie. No. Yes. Okay, so starting all the way on the left, this is Mr. Samuel, the one that was taking pictures of, or getting CSAM from not only her, but another 12-year-old and 15-year-old. The one in the front was the first one we read about. Okay, so the one on the left is Samuel. This is Matthew, and this is William. The one all the way on the right is your sadomasochist that we just read about. And then Matthew Nicholas Menard is the one who said, no, that's Samuel. Samuel was one of the ones that was like, I'll eat you like a taco. Here we go. Samuel, again, is this one. Menard is the one that talked to her about meeting in Las Vegas, which is where she was trying to go. That's this one right here. Meeting in Las Vegas and hiring a lady of the night for group relations to, quote, answer all of her questions. So, Las Vegas, burrito taco, and sadomasochistic over here. And this poor child just looking for attention in all the wrong places. You think so? Yeah, the men's parents must be so proud. The Menard dude, the one that was like actually going to meet her in Las Vegas, is some kind of tech industry dude, from what I understand. Allegedly. I couldn't find a lot of information on it. I was trying to, but he did have an X account. No, they did not find out who dropped her off. Her parents dropped her off in that one that we were reading about Samuel. It said in the probable cause affidavit that her parents dropped her off at 9:30 in the morning to go to school, and she basically walked away from the school. She was seen on camera at a gas station, and then seen walking in the area of Petrov, Utah. Petrov, I think, or that might be her last name. Yeah, was a tech industry guy. She doesn't look 15. She looked like she was 12. She absolutely did. All right, guys. I know this one was a little different than normal. I think that her parents are going to take a lot of precaution when it comes to her devices. But the other thing that kind of sucks about it is that, you know, she's known now. It's out here, and she's going to be known, not necessarily known, but like if people talk about her until it dies down, she's going to be known for what these predators did to her. I mean, myself included. I kind of felt guilty about talking about it, but it's important to know, you know, that these people are out here, I feel like, and these apps, the Discord, the the Snapchat and the damn Telegram and all these things these predators use, I think it's important to be checking our children's devices. Let's talk about that real quick before I go. Blue Jay, you lost your electric. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, sweetheart. Yeah, you missed almost everything, but you can replay it. Yes, please pray for the victims. Let's see how we can try to help check devices and make sure our children are searching the internet safely. Hold on, baby. Talking to Basil, sorry. Okay, so this is, no, that is not something we need to be looking at, I suppose. We don't really need an advertisement. All of these are advertisements. So obviously there are devices that will monitor your child's internet that you could install. So how to make sure your child is being safe on internet devices. To ensure your child is safe while using internet devices, consider the following steps. 1. Set clear ground rules. Have honest conversations with your child about online safety and the importance of being mindful about what they share online. Use technology to protect them. Ensure your child's device is updated and configure privacy settings to minimize data collection. Spend time with them online. Create opportunities for positive online interactions with friends, family, and you. Monitor their online activity. Keep an eye on their internet use, especially if they are using devices in their room. Educate them on online safety. Teach your child about the dangers of online threats such as cyberbullying, phishing, and inappropriate content. Use parental controls. Implement parental controls to restrict access to inappropriate content and monitor their online activity. Encourage safe online behavior. Teach your child to follow family rules and never post or trade personal pictures. By following these guidelines, you can help your child navigate the internet safely and protect them from potential online threats. So, please keep all of those things in mind. Hey, Lisa Edgar. Lisa Edgar, sorry. I'm just going to call you Lisa. Another good idea is to check your Wi-Fi router and see what devices are connected. They would have caught it if they had done that, but no one thinks about that. That's another good point. I appreciate that. One is Net Nanny. Yep, need to keep children you need to keep kids off devices as much as you can, especially make sure there's a lot of interaction with them while they're on there and, monitoring it. Abraham said, and often inquire about bullying. Parents should always ask about that. Good one. Mercedes said it's not so much about the actual devices, but about actually being present to parent the child. That's another good one. Cindy said the Center for Missing Children has resources for parents. Yes. You can find that by typing in National Center for Missing and Exploited Children or NCMEC in a Google search. Okay, I appreciate it. It's nice to meet you, Lisa, or to see you again. All right, I do have to go. It's like 10:30 at night, so I love you all. If nobody has told you, you are important, you are enough, you are special, and you are loved, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Time to be determined. Y'all have a good night. Bye. Thank you all again for being here, too. I really appreciate it. Bye.